Okay, cool. I think we're live. Potentially. We'll find out. See if everything works first. I also need to actually get the stream up. That would be very handy to me, so I can actually see what the bloody hell is going on. I'm also worried because I pressed two buttons before going live, and it's now making me think I am live in two different streams, potentially. Potentially not, but we'll find out. Go live. Where's that tab? Let it do its thing. Stream. I have a lot of things connected up right now. Happening is something. Yes, it is, Kerbo. Yes, it is. How are we? How are we all? Check you guys can actually hear me. Welcome, welcome everyone. How loud am I? Can you guys hear alright? Let me know. Be a great help if you can. Who we got? Impulse, Sub Austin, Kerbo, how are you lads? Hope you're doing well. I'm not expecting a massive turnout for this stream, I'll be real with you. But as you can tell, I've released my album today. I say album very loosely. It's more of a demo tape more than anything. I really just wanted to get it out there finally. I've been working on this for about... I recorded it last June. Almost been a whole year since I basically recorded most of this project. Yep, you can hear me. Thank you, Kerber. Appreciate you letting me know. We'll just chat a little bit. Make sure everything's working and all that good stuff. All that good jazzy stuff. And let's just throw it on there. Appreciate if you guys can leave a like on stream, even if you can share it as well. Appreciate that too. To celebrate, I'm going to crack open some Marvelous grape juice is what we're going to call it. Crack that open. And here we are, OBS. Blah, blah, blah. Is it out on any apps, Austin? No. So weirdly enough, not weirdly, but about probably not that long ago, I did have my music on Spotify and Apple and a bunch of other stuff. I've kind of made the executive decision to basically go ahead and say I'm taking it off. Kind of one reason for that is because just paying for what was it called, DistroKid, paying for that was just it was extra money coming out of pocket, and I just need to save that a little bit. The other side of it is honestly from more of a I don't want to say marketing, but just from more of a I guess we'll say marketing for now, but just from more of that sort of standpoint of just keep it on YouTube. That's where I've grown my audience. That's where you guys really mainly are at the moment. I just think it kind of makes a bit more of a exclusive sort of deal to the music, and in all honesty, it just kind of gives me a good place to sort of play around with it more than anything. If there is enough demand by you guys, if you actually think my music's good enough, which is questionable, based on some of the reception I've got on at least two of the songs I released for this project, which we will be going through in a bit. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll find out. It'll be interesting. But in terms of this project, Long Journey Home, I mean, I'll switch over here and just see if you can actually see that. Hello. Here's the cover for it. Essentially, the concept of Long Journey Home is... I'm going to come back here. Because I'm self-absorbed, want to see my own face. Better Call Saul, can't wait. I don't know how that's relevant, lad, but... pardon me. the concept of the project is essentially just there's not like a particular theme that goes all the way throughout these songs. The theme is they're just a bunch of random songs that I just wrote and created whilst I was on the train, because in case you don't know, where I live and where I go to work is about an hour 40 away from each other on the train, and I do that just to get in, and then on top of it getting home. So really it's just been a case for me to just like, it's that's the meaning behind this concept. It's not like anything groundbreaking or anything. In terms of the cover itself, as you'll see, I dropped a project a little while ago, and part of the theme or just like vibe that I got off making that EP it was at the time, Dreamland by the way is what it was called, it kind of had like what's going on in the sky here. That's really kind of like what Dreamland captured, and that's something I've sort of like carried across like ORD to Ordinary. So yeah, there's that. I've also changed the name from ORD to Ordinary. I think just part of it is like, I think it's just easier again to sort of say Ordinary rather than being like ORD or Ord, or making it confusing that way. So sticking kind of keeps the ORD theme in there, but just makes it Ordinary. I was watching Better Call Saul when I got a notification for a live stream. I'm so sorry I've interrupted your Better Call Saul experience. A little bit of grape juice. But how are we doing? How are we feeling? How's everyone's nights been? What you been up to? I'm just gonna like sit here, chat a little minute, and then we'll get into it. All right, we'll give it 2 minutes or so, and then we'll start listening to the project. Any questions? Do feel free to ask. In terms of actually how I plan for the streams to go, like, I do want to let the songs play a little bit, but I will interject here and there. If you have questions throughout, do just ask them. I'll add some like extra details about it. I'm not a massive artist or anything, as you guys very well know. I'm just a guy with 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not anyone important. But this is more of a side project I really want to get out there. I haven't done any real like marketing or promotion of this project. This kind of is that. Like, if you're here for it, you're here for it. But yeah, so give it a minute or so, and then we'll actually start listening to it. And to be honest with you, what I would really appreciate is if after each song, give me honest feedback. If you think it's shit, tell me it's shit. But don't just tell me it's shit. If you can tell me why, that'd be appreciated. You know, it helps me out. Ugh. But I hope everyone has had a very jolly good week. Yeah, right. Live chat, definitely on that. Just reload it all up. And what are we saying? I've lost it. Oh, actually, one thing I might quickly do is just go Discord. I'm just going to put an at everyone in Discord, so I know you guys are probably already in Discord already, so I'll probably annoy just you lot more, but I just want to do it at everyone, let them know we are live. And then once I've done that, I think I've got so much like connected to my laptop, and my laptop really can't handle a lot. It's not even loading Discord, that's great. Actually, why am I doing this on here? I should do it over here, shouldn't I? Right. Discord. Add everyone. We are live, baby. What do you mean failed to send message? I think I'm banned from my own Discord. Well, that's a little awkward. I'm trying to message that we're live, and it's not working. If anyone is in the Discord who is in chat, if you can just like add everyone. Actually, no, I don't think it lets you. Don't think it lets you. Alright, Discord's not playing ball, fuck it, you're here, you're one of the exclusive people to jump in and listen to my shit-ass music. So, are you ready, everyone? Let's go over to the screen of here. Right, first things first, what do you think of the cover? Like, what do you guys think of the cover? For me, when I first took this photo, I was a bit like, I liked the sort of like framing of it. I did think, is it a bit too simple? Obviously, I have gone through, edited it, particularly the sky side of things. I have gone ahead and like edit a lot of that. Obviously, like these stars went out. This is a very oversaturated kind of pink and purple coloring to the sky. But overall, I think it just kind of captures like, this is like what I consider the starting point of like where my journey, my long journey home begins from the train station. Kerbo, cover's tough, that's what I like. You're particularly a hard person to please, Kerbo, so the fact you're saying it's tough, appreciate that. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. You actually love the photos like that, so I like the cover. Awesome, I'm glad. The cover was like to me, I do honestly feel like covers are really, they're like what makes an album sometimes, so I kind of wanted to make sure that sort of hit, and that is something that I want to say I do try my best at, is the cover side of things. Like, I used to do a bit of graphic design back in the day, and when it comes to most of my projects, I do try and make something worthwhile. So I'm glad, like, as simplistic as this one is, I'm glad you guys are fucking with it. The only thing I would have liked to have had is a bit more Easter egg sort of stuff. I haven't done any Easter eggs on the front cover. So yeah. But anyway, that's enough fucking nattering. Let's hope this works. And let's start with the first song, which is called Assassination. I'm just going to let it play, and you guys just react how you react. Right, let's see how it actually does. I'll turn it up a bit.
I've been waiting, contemplating, often hating, stating I am the best. All these mags in the zine, but I won't pull a trigger.
Right.
I'm
a bit
complex. People might suggest I settle down now and enjoy my
Again, let me know in chat what you guys think of the song. If you fuck with it or not, I'm happy to hear any positive or negative. Like how the sky looks. And let me know if you can hear everything right.
What's the next line? What's the cover design? What is this? My card in the shop is another decline for a pen in a bin. I should get this up right. Man, I just can't do it. This is so stupid. Got the target in my sights when still meets the mind. They're a fan of Iron Maiden because they're metalhead, right? MF Doom proved you don't have to be perfect to be legendary. So I gotta regroup to avoid being secondary like Matt Harker's wife to his secretary.
I was trying to check the fucking video stream and I got hit with an ad. I'm sorry.
Words infect. If you're not Eminem, then you're going on the wall. For the Deadpool, only legends deserve my respect. R.I.P. Juice, Biggie, and Puck. List of Nas, but got shout out to H. Dave, and of course, Lil Sims. Don't ever forget Miss Winehouse. It's a UK state of rhyme. Got love for those names and more. Just make sure you save the space for mine. Like Balfour's cocaine, got my targets in the line. Confidence is high. Signal bars on 5. The core can't decline. And the snipers are ready to snipe. Let's go.
So I'm just interjecting here just because this gap I did have an original intention for. Even the guy who was basically, what do you call him, the studio engineer, he was even a bit like, do I want to put some in there? Do I want to cut the beat here? Because there's a good like 10 to 20 seconds of just silence. My original idea for this was going to be like, remember, these are like all demos, but my original idea was to basically go on something like Call of Duty or Battlefield and kind of get like, you know, when you take a breath, so then you do a sniper scope. The idea was in this gap that you're about to hear, it's kind of like you hear that, and then at the end the sort of trigger pulling and then the sniper going off. That was originally what I intended. There's something you'll hear later on I think track 4, and I kind of had an idea sort of near the end of this process to basically think about if I took what I put on the end of track 4's song and put it in this gap, it might have worked better. So that was just something I want to interject with. But carry on, and don't forget, let me know what you think of this one. So yeah, as you can tell, it gets a little there's a lot of dead air in this a little bit, but I kind of like it for essentially.
There's no more debating, I have been waiting. Unlike 50, I have been patient. The story is ancient. Hurry up now, I'm getting complacent. complacent, waiting for my songs to be on the station. I'm leading the nation to a new state of affairs as I push body after body down the stairs. Nobody around me could ever compare. There ain't been no vibe like this since grime in 2006. I'm US influence, meets UK arrogance, and at a glance you might think the politeness doesn't give me a chance to be the man. Thinking you compete is make-believe, you're Peter Pan, and after the beat disbands, I promise you this, you'll be a fan.
How are we rating that one? How are we rating that one, guys? Awesome. Right, I've got chat up there, so then that way I can actually kind of keep up a bit better in terms of what's going on. Put you there. But yeah, so that was Assassination. Kind of like the idea of it is to really just sort of build up a little bit of energy, bring a bit of energy to the actual experience of this album. Or I'm going to call it album just for simplicity. I've called it that in the title and thumbnail. But it's not an album in my opinion. It's more mixtape sort of esque. Mixtape / demo tape. But yeah, Assassination. Yes, Julian, welcome. Hope you're doing all right. But yeah, what were we saying? What was I saying? Assassination is basically just kind of like the get hype sort of track. Start out the album quite strong, and then it was kind of, I did try my best on it more with like bar wise. Finny, what is going on? Nice to see you in here. We've just reacted to the first track of my new song or new album, and just going through it. So yeah, Assassination to me, I will at the end, I'll do like a very mini, like, I won't do like a full tier list on this, but I'll do like a very short one just verbally. And yeah, it's interesting to know. I'd say that one was a solid 7.7 out of 10. Really like the beat on that one. Appreciate that. I'll take a 7.7 out of 10. Like the beat on that one. That one, honestly, that was a very Kendrick Lamar inspired beat. If you listen to it, obviously the trumpets on there, very GNX kind of energy. And funnily enough, the actual person who's called, top of my head, I think they're called, is it Classy? I want to say it's Classy. Hey Cola, how are you? Nice to see you. I think, I'm trying to remember the name. I think it is Classy was the name of the producer who did the beat for it. But the beat was basically called GNX because they had very clearly gone down that route. So I try to be a bit more bar heavy and whatnot. And one of the things I do want to say with these tracks, I did go into a studio to record these. One of the things I'm really, really, really pissed off by is the fact that I did do a recording on video. Okay? My intention for this was to make a YouTube video about this release. I'm still probably going to do that, just going to have to swap it around in terms of how I do it. I've lost the footage. I don't know where the footage is. I went to a full out studio because I wanted to do something special with this project, and the footage is gone. I don't know where it is. It was on an SD card somewhere. I think I tried like exporting it onto a laptop, and I must have just lost it on the laptop and it got deleted when I was clearing something out and didn't realise it got caught up in there. So that's quite unfortunate that you guys won't get to see that side of it. Pardon me. What are you guys saying? Trying to keep up with chat. Listen through the first 3 songs are actually really good, bro. Appreciate that, Finny. Especially as I know track 2, which we're about to go into, was very poorly received. I'm a bit interested on why it might be. I think, honestly, the hook is very repetitive on it, but I do think verse-wise on track 2, which we'll get into, I do think the verses are really good. Very kind of random in terms of what they're about, but yeah. How are you guys? Planning on hearing it all tomorrow. Is it releasing on DSP? No, it's not releasing on DSP at the moment. Briefly explained it at the start, but basically to catch you up, I just kind of want to keep everything on YouTube for the moment. I'm even debating if I make a separate channel for the ordinary sort of artist name. But for now, I just want to keep it all on here. If you guys are like, we actually like your music, we want to hear it on DSPs, I will do it. But I need enough demand to like excuse me doing it, if that makes sense. But I think just keeping it on YouTube makes it a bit more exclusive. And yeah. So, track number 2 is called Unknown King. Let me know how you rock with this one. I know it's not been very well received based on the single that I did for it, but it is what it is. It's my creation. I'm going to stand by it, but let's get into it.
Get guess who's back? The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's
And as I
back.
said, for anyone who's joined a little late,
The unknown king's
honest feedback
back,
is
the unknown king's back, you better eat back, he's blowing up your home. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, ain't gonna relax until he sticks a show. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming for the throne. Being a minute better introduced to who the king is. He's someone so sadistic, you would have to be autistic to even think of what he's thinking. But the truth is, I'm a beacon, giving hip hop real meaning. You don't see what I am seeking. Sure, too busy with your freaking smoking where tools be meeting. You're puffing.
There is someone I'm
You don't deserve to go to court. You do deserve to get slaughtered. Cut your body into quarters and dump it into water for all the shit. Not only that you fought on, but for all the shit you did. You pretend you didn't commit, but at this
wanna
point,
say this
it's an
is
open
probably
secret. Used to say it's never too late, but it is for these regrets from
relax
insulting the
that.
wound. Plus, we'll deepen it. He's back. He's back. He's back.
I also think with this song, probably what we could have done is like cut this bit down a little bit, so it's not just
The unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming for the throne. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, you better eat back, he's blowing up your home. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, ain't gonna relax until he sticks a show. The unknown king's
Also, very quickly, do let me know if you need me to turn up or turn down the volume of the music.
back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming for the throne. Fuck it, this reign of terror has to be discussing, so
Alright, I do want to pause this one on this verse because with this verse, I think it's like the last quarter of it, honestly, was probably one of the like, it feels like a very simple bit of verse to sort of do. It felt more complex when I then did it. Like, writing it felt like one thing, but then rapping the last bit of this verse felt really, like, I'm gonna gas myself up, but it did make me feel really, like, good as a rapper to be able to rap the way I did. Doesn't seem as complex as it came across. I'm not sure if that was just a me thing, but getting it right felt really rewarding to do. So I'll let you just listen to this verse, but I do really like the sort of like end bit of it. And you can say what you like about the hooks on this song, but the verses, I don't honestly think you can really criticize them too much in terms of at least the lyrical skill in them. And I'll big myself up on that. I don't care.
when they look back on this era, they can't do nothing but
Go back on it a little.
back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming for the throne. Fuck it, this reign of terror has to be discussing. So when they look back on this era, they can't do nothing but discuss it. As my time is getting nearer, I can hear a dozen motherfuckers screaming, this is what you thought it wasn't. I'm dumbing down your budget, causing a drought in your wallet. Better up your pen game if you want money in your pocket. I should be better off sticking a fork up inside your socket. Wasabi here, popping the cork, cause I was Carlos back in Singapore. There's a reason I'm on form, not even the best, yeah, I still upset those unable to possess the raw skill to fulfill the ability to cause real harm. With words you may be alarmed at first, but when I'm armed, it's impossible to say I can't. That's how you do it.
Like, that flow felt so good to be able to do it. I don't think I could probably do it now, but I do love that bit. Song reminds you of Fire and Squad.
He's back, the unknown
I'll take
king's
that.
back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming
Probably
for the
not my
throne.
favorite.
The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, you better eat back, he's blowing up your home. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, ain't gonna relax until he sticks a show. The unknown king's back, the unknown king's back, yeah, ORD's back, he's coming for the throne. The unknown king's back, bitch.
Okay, so before we get into moments, that was Unknown King. So, in terms of the reception to the single that I put out for that one, very negative. Not many people really fucked with it. But let me do know. Swerve. I get it, the whole vibe of it, epic beat, the vocal layering, obviously the chorus where you're talking your ish. I think people didn't like it because the movie trailer beat and chorus theme might have come across cringy for some. That's completely valid. Technical ability of verse, very good. Glad we can agree on that bit, Swerve. I can understand that. I think 3 hooks for that song is way too much, especially after like seeing the sort of like criticism or just the hate of it. I think ending it sort of, if I go back,
Maybe those unable to possess the raw skill to fulfill the ability to cause feels real.
So
Harm the
afterwards
words
there-
may be alarmed at first, but when I'm armed, it's impossible to say I can't. That's how you do it.
kind of something around there, trying to just like cut up the beat a little bit, so then that way it does kind of like end there. Because what would that be? That would be, oh, gotta do a little bit of maths here. So 217 to 430. What? I can't do the maths in my head right now. That would be about a minute 50-ish, probably. That's probably around about what it would be, which I think would be a lot more digestible. The song, maybe it's about more 2 minutes esque. I'm not sure, but it would be a little. It would cut out a whole hook, which I think does link into it. What else did you say about it? Cringy, corny. There is a bit of it which does come across like acting harder than I am. One of the things I do feel like might have impacted at least like the amount of people who did come to it is the guy who produced it, called Roma Beats. Amazing guy. I've worked with his beats before. One of the things I try and do in my projects is I will always try and have like one beat, that's at least one beat done by him, because he has a much more of a sort of drill kind of style, and I don't ever want to make like a drill album or anything. I mean, never say never, but it's not really like my area. But I do think doing like the one-off sort of like drill kind of song, I enjoy doing. And if it's a thing of like once a project, I do include a Roma Beats drill type. Excuse me, the wine's coming up by now. Oh, grape juice, sorry. But he is someone I love working with. And to get back to my point, the reason I think that song might have got more negativity was probably because he shared it to his stories, which I'm not sure how many people actually like came from that and saw it, but I feel like that was then opening the door to another audience who maybe doesn't know me as much. I don't know, that could have played into it, I'm not sure. Honestly, maybe that track should have been shorter as a whole, maybe verse, chorus, verse, or chorus, verse, 3. Or 3 tracks with basically the same line. That's completely fair. I respect that opinion, and I agree with it actually. Yeah, it's a learning process. These are demos. That's Unknown King. I like the verses on it. I think verse wise, particularly the flow section of the end of verse 2 is really good, and I quite like the lyricism of verse 1 as well. Obviously referring to Murder and Diddy, but hey ho, that's just, I don't know why I wrote that, but it's what happened. It came out. So, next song, which is going to be a bit of a longer one, so strap in, or strap on, whatever you like, and we're going to go for it. So, this is the Moments. The loop beat doesn't suit the flow, in my opinion. Structured beat overtakes. Hold up. Cola, the loop beat doesn't suit the flow. That's fair. Structured beat overtakes, but interesting. I'll take that on board, but appreciate it. Right. Moments.
Bitch.
Now, yes, this is also a very Eminem heavy kind of beat. I think it was actually a bit of a Till I Collapse like inspired beat from the producer. The producer for this was Hitman Beats. Really, like, I discovered him just on this project I did, and he was really incredible. Got a bunch of like Eminem sort of like Eminem show sort of era type beats, as well as like Encore and some other stuff. But I really love this, and I will admit there is a bit of a Till I Collapse element. The chorus that you'll come to see, and I'll explain it a bit better when we get to it, it was very Till I Collapse-esque. This beat particularly, in terms of its title, was Nate Dogg included in it, and the way I wanted to approach it was a bit more Nate Dogg-esque, but it's kind of stayed just more Eminem kind of. Let's get into it. Take a listen, and let me know what you think.
This beat is like B-Rabbit meets a juggernaut. Rapping over hits, yeah, I've got a hunger for. There's a reason why I spit like the thunder of Thor. I'm a myth you don't believe exists, knocking on your door. Yeah, you have to admit, there is no one like this you would come across before. With the story I have lived, with the will and the grit, plus the hours I have poured. I'd be telling lies if I didn't think I'd earn a round of applause. I write like John Wick as I sit, surrounded by calls. I try to swim upstream instead of drowning these holes. The thought makes me sick. If the only side I found was up in these walls, would rather drop the crown than not touch it at all. Be proud of your attempts to break what we call the monotony, and believing that there's gotta be a way out. If that's you, listen to what I say now. No, if you're feeling so hopeless, your spirit is broken. I want you to know this. Think it's time to stop? Keep on going. That's the power of God. Testing if you're still devoted. Dreams are built off knowing that foundation is hoping. There ain't no coping, ain't no zoning. You need to stay focused, so when it is your moment, you damn well say you own it. There's a few conditions.
So before we get into verse 2, the thing I was on about with the Nate Dogg section, I got really inspired by Nate Dogg, just like not even just inspired, just really enjoyed listening to a lot of Nate Dogg on my journeys home to work, whatever. Particularly, what was it, volume 1/2? What was that album called? I can't remember off the top of my head. The one where it's a really bad cover, but anyway, came out in 2011. I really loved that project, and one of the songs on there I really loved was These Days. Nate Dogg obviously has worked a lot with Eminem. The kind of thing I was trying to do when I was writing the song, in the chorus section anyway, was to kind of get those sort of like, if you imagine Till I'm Collapsed, you kind of get Eminem raps like the sort of first bit of the line of the chorus, and then it sort of ends on Nate Dogg. That was the kind of aspect of it that I was trying to approach it from. So then, if you don't feel like, that's the kind of thing I was trying to do. But then when I was actually in the booth sort of recording it, it kind of came out better just for me to just rap it. I did do a few takes of trying to do that sort of Nate Dogg-esque thing. I ain't got a voice like Nate Dogg, unfortunately. I wish I did, but I don't. But even just trying to replicate a version of that, it didn't really work in terms of when I was trying to record it. I think if I could spend more time than I did, then yeah, it would kind of, there's more I can experiment with that, but that's kind of what happened with it. But let's let
when it is your moment, you damn well say you own it. There's a few conditions if you're asking for my help. If you won't help me, then I'll help myself. There's very little friends who will never cast out. I can name 2, but there ain't no one else, so I know who to call if things ever go south. If you think that ain't true, you should watch your mouth. Leave you looking like way back when Origins came out. There's nothing you can say that can make me think of ever being someone else. Took me over 10 years to create you see now. Go ahead and call me fake and I'll destroy you in a freestyle. Introduce you to a place, here is somewhere called Dino. Ain't been there in a while, last time did me foul. Felt like someone on my teeth out, didn't know I wouldn't bleed out. Yeah, I'm somewhere on my feet now. So you're ever feeling beat down and like you need to leave town? Ask what legacy of yours will be found. If you don't feel no ish, you're feeling so hopeless. Your spirit is broken, I want you to know this. Think it's time to stop, keep on going. That's the power of God, testing if you're still devoted. Dreams are built off knowing that foundation is hoping. There ain't no coping, ain't no zoning. You need to stay focused, so when it is your moment, you damn well say you own it. I've been doing this for years, overworked, underpaid, and you have the nerve to ask if I'm doing this for gain. Man, you couldn't ever learn how money's not the aim. You can make me work for millions, but if it ain't what I enjoy, I've been stupid around my brains. This heart is gonna burn until my dreams are being made, and you can't put out the flames. I'ma earn this for the kids who felt like no one knew their names, who all deserve better when alone on their brace, knowing you have to fight the urge just to punch a bully's face, kick into the curb until the blood comes from their veins. But you gotta show restraint and hit them where it really hurts, and that's with their disdain for seeing you succeed whilst high school was their peak. Fighting for your dreams isn't made for the weak, it's made for those willing to get knocked down but still get back up on their feet and create lightning every time that they speak. So if you don't feel no ish, you're feeling so hopeless. Your spirit is broken, I want you to know this. Think it's time to stop, keep on going. That's the power of God, testing if you're still devoted. Dreams are built off knowing that foundation is hoping. There ain't no coping, ain't no zoning. You need to stay focused, so when it is your moment, you damn well say you own it. Listen to the shit.
And I have a lot to be grateful for. And when I was depressed and when I was angry, I was trying to be grateful, and she saw that all I wanted to do was get back in the ring. She came to me and she said, "You need to fight for your dreams." And when I got angry about not being able to be in this ring, I wasn't just grateful, I decided to fight. And there was a time when I wanted to quit, and instead of walking out, She got in my ear and she said, you don't walk out. She said, you fight, because you need to fight for your dreams. Fight for your dreams. Fight for your dreams. And if you fight for your dreams will fight for you.
And there we have Moments. So, let me bring myself back. Moments was probably one of my favourite ones to write. Probably one of the more challenging ones. There's a lot, like, I think it's like a 4-minute something song. So just trying to, like, fill it out a bit was a bit of a challenge at points. But it's one of those that, like, sort of just, like, happen naturally over time. So, like, by that I mean write a verse, like, over the course of a couple of days, 1 week, leave it a little bit, come back to it. That's kind of how it sort of works with this song. That end little bit, that's from a wrestler called, in that point he was called Daniel Bryan, now goes as Bryan Danielson, one of my all-time favourite wrestlers. But essentially the context for that is he had had so many concussions that he could not wrestle anymore and was forced into retirement. He spent about, I want to say 7 years. I think he went, maybe not 7, maybe about five-ish. Let's say 5-ish. I think he went about 4 or 5 years, and he basically wasn't allowed to wrestle, wasn't medically cleared. He basically, his dream, his one passion in life was wrestling, and he basically went to every medical person he could to get cleared, and eventually he was able to get cleared. In that, what you call in wrestling a promo, he basically, that was his return to wrestling and being able to be medically cleared, which is the whole quote of, you've got to fight for your, if you fight for your dreams will fight for you. And I just found that very inspiring as a promo. It's quite an iconic one, and I want to include it in the song. It felt very fitting for the theme of that song. The whole point is about just kind of seizing your moment. I guess there's a little bit of lose yourself kind of vibes to that too as well. Kind of my take, I guess. But just like one of the things I've always tried to do, particularly with the music on the YouTube thing itself, even is like my dream has been to put music out there that people listen to and enjoy, to put videos out there that people watch and enjoy. That's kind of been my dream, and there have been plenty of points where I could have just quit. And this song kind of just like is the representation of me not quitting and just carry on pushing forward despite what people might say about that. Philly, I think you probably come across a point in the stream earlier where I probably explained the DSP thing, so hopefully you got that. That's probably why you deleted the message. Burp. Sorry, that's wine burp. Or grape juice burp. Grape juice. Much more cohesive than the previous track. Yeah, I feel like that one does take you more on a journey on that, and I feel like it's a much more atypical chorus. So I enjoyed that one a lot more. I'm quite interested to know what you guys think of that one. I did put that one out as the third and final single. But yeah, I'm interested to know like what you might say on that as about like out of 10 maybe. Interested. Okay, so we'll move on. Before I move on, I do want to say these next 2 tracks, I will be completely honest with you, a bit more filler. The next 2 tracks that we're going to go through. One of the things I want to clarify is my original plan for the recording session that I did for these was, I think I was going to do 2 hours I was going to do a total of 4 hours over the course of 2 days. It then turned into 4 hours in 1 day. And there are 9 tracks on this project. 7 of them were done on this 1 day. So for some of the repetitive hooks, some of them it was a case of I recorded 1 hook and then sort of just copied and pasted it over. With the help of the producer, I cannot mix for shit. The 2 songs that were not done in the recording session, you will easily pick them out because they were mixed by me, and I'm terrible at mixing. I just find there's like too much. I try and very heavy emphasis on try. I try to like perfect the sounding of it all, but the setup I've got does not allow me to get the idea of what a perfect sound is, and just trying to like figure out the right ways to do it. I'm not very well versed in Logic Pro, so it's quite a challenge for me to get something. What I produce for the project and what I've put out in the 2 tracks that come after these 2 tracks are more meaningful. So I hope the sort of like theme of those 2 songs kind of makes up for the lack of, don't know what you would call it, mixing, I guess is probably a way to put it. But the 2 songs before those 2 songs, they were kind of just like extra ones that I could put in, so then I can kind of like add more content to this album, because I wanted to get as much as I could out of it. Those first 3 songs, I mean, Unknown King and Moments, and then one that we'll get to later, which was the first single I did, called Divided Kingdom, or it was originally called Divided Kingdom, but then became Divided England. Those were the kind of songs that got as much focus as we could put in. The guy who I was speaking to, Lawrence, amazing guy from a place near me called Yellow Shark Studios, he sort of explained to me, like, in that kind of typical 4-hour session, you would spend that on just 1 song, whereas we did 7. So part of the reason that's kind of my wake-up call to realize these are demos. Like, if these were the perfect version, perfected and done as well as they could be done, I would have to sink a lot of money into just studio time. I would have to spend 4 hours minimum on just like making sure a song sounded good. And I don't have those resources. So I kind of just took my one shot of 4 hours and got as much out of it as I could. So the next 2 songs you're about to hear, a massive waffle to get to it, sorry. I'm not going to say they're like, then to me as well, they're probably going to feel more the bottom. But I enjoyed making them. They felt like fun to make. And yeah, let's just go into it. You guys might think they're actually good. You never know. But let's do it. So the first one is called Ain't No Way. And this one is a bit hook heavy rather than verse. Interested to know the thoughts. But I think this is like a more sort of, I want to say like Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By kind of beat.
Ain't no way you got me mapped out. Ain't no way I'ma let you back out. Ain't no way you'll make me tap out. Gotta be stupid to think I'll pass out. Cause there ain't no way you think you're bad now. Ain't no way I'm mad now. Ain't no way you're sad now. Ain't no way you'll rap now. Ain't no way you've got me mapped out. Ain't no way I'ma let you back out. Ain't no way you'll make me tap out. Gotta be stupid to think I'll pass out. Cause there ain't no way you think you're bad now. Ain't no way I'm mad now. Ain't no way you're sad now. Ain't no way you'll rap now. Shooting your shot, so you must be triggered. Getting out rap by my big bushy beard. Staring at my face like you got me figured. Go on, step out of place, I can make this get weird. Went searching for a challenge, well look what appeared. Got you backing up now, so I must be feared. Ain't no way my name's getting smeared. ORD's got the game for years. Best to stay safe if you wanna stay here. Better check twice before you drink that beer. I would do what it takes to make this career. I'm about to go motherfucking full gear. But there ain't no way I'm making you feared. Ain't no
This one's
way I
also
can
a bit
call
more
you up here. Ain't no way you can make me disappear. And you ain't got a plan because there ain't no way you got me mapped out. Ain't no way I'ma let you back out. Ain't no way you'll make me tap out. Gotta be stupid to think I'll pass out. Cause there ain't no way you think you're bad now. Ain't no way I'm mad now. Ain't no way you're sad now. Ain't no way you'll rap now. Ain't no way you've got me mapped out. Ain't no way I'ma let you back out.
Although,
Ain't no
end of
way
this,
you'll make me tap
do
out.
really
Gotta
like
be stupid to think I'll pass
more
out.
skit.
Cause ain't no way you think you're bad now. Ain't no way I'm mad now. Ain't no way you're sad now. Ain't no way you'll rap now.
Oh, what does this guy want?
Wow, okay, so I've heard the YouTube vinyl guy, the guy that does vinyl videos, is now attempting to be a rapper, spending his own money on studio time, and that's a lot of money. All for what? Like, the guy can't rap. Like, come on now, like, what does he think of that?
Oh, shut up, verse. Can we get a shut up verse in chat? Let's get a shut up verse in chat. But yeah, so friend of the channel, Versatile Variety. he is a good friend of mine, and I just got him to do a little voice recording on Instagram, basically pretending that he was just shitting on me. Bit of self-awareness. I think it's always good for a bit of that in there. I guess if you want to compare it as well, like, I'll be fully open. I feel like I think part of the thing that kind of comes across in terms of the way I rap is a bit more chameleon-esque. And by that what I mean is, like, I don't feel like I've fully developed my own sound or style in terms of rapping or even just, like, music. Because of the way I have to go about beats, I'm not a producer, I don't make beats or anything. But I do go onto YouTube and I'll find the beats. And a lot of the ways I find beats is by type beats. And meaning whichever beat I find, I probably find a little bit of, like, thinking maybe subconsciously about what artist, whoever the artist is, let's say Eminem, like, I'll probably replicate part of what he does, take influence from that. At the end of that, that's very kind of like, it's not even like a rapping bit, it's just more of a skit of, like, what you'd probably expect from, say, like a Paul skit in an Eminem album. That probably is where a lot of that influence came from for doing that. But I just thought it was a fun little bit. I enjoyed that. As I said, song is quite filler, which is fine. Every album sort of has a bit of filler on it. I feel like it was a little bit of fun. I don't expect that to really be a highlight of the project or anything, but it was something. And yeah, it was something. So next song needs a bit of context, because I think out of context it can come across weird in a certain part. This is essentially my recounting in a song of a wrestling feud that happened in my favorite promotion, AEW, between a wrestler called Hangman Adam Page and another wrestler called Swerve Strickland. They basically had a very heated rivalry, to the point in storyline, obviously, Hangman Adam Page burnt down Swerve Strickland's house. Before that, Swerve Strickland broke into Hangman's house and cut a promo on his baby son in the crib. Pardon me. So when you hear the verse parts, I'm almost trying to rap in character of those wrestlers. And then there's kind of a hook that sort of goes along, well, two hooks, but they're the same hook, that sort of like puts a story, this kind of reflects on the story. I'll just play it and let you guys sort of hear it out. But again, a little bit more of a filler song, but I enjoyed making it. I probably had quite a lot of fun writing this one.
It's a story for Hangman. I forever give up, never coming with that Hangman leather buckshot. Go on, try to end me, I will prove that I will not stop. Even if you hit me with a swerve stomp, tell me what's a kill shot to my last shot. No fear, but I'm about to go full gear, give you everything I've got. My blood, my sweat, my tears. You could not end this if you wanted to. Go in for the cover, all you'll get is 1 and 2. Bitch, I promise you, this a war you cannot win. This isn't 1996. This is type of cowboy shit, so biblical with how Adam believes that he can write your final page. Take his son and piss on your grave. Now that's truly all elite. Fighting fire with wire all over your face. Staples in your chest, probably bullet holes through your vest. When you're red and dead is the only time I'll ever rest. So go ahead, give me your best. No matter what it takes, I'm coming for the throne.
So context for this verse, this is the point of view of Swerve Strickland, who breaks into Hangman's home, and this is kind of like taking what he said in promo and putting it into a rap verse.
Go ahead, give me your best. No matter what it takes, I'm coming for the throne. As long as I'm around, you won't ever be alone. Come into your crib, tell your baby this my home. Gently tell him that I will cut your daddy's throat. Everything that he's been given, I now own. Try to understand, but you won't. It's fine, you'll learn when you grow. For now, when it comes to his survival, you can only hope. I forever give up, never coming with that Hangman leather buckshot.
And then
go on, try to end me, I will prove that I will not stop. Even if you hit me with a swerve.
So with this second verse, originally what I kind of was thinking is the way this hook is more reflective of Hangman Adam Page as the wrestler. I wanted the second verse to be completely different as Swerve. I just kind of ran out of time. So I kind of and I was struggling a little bit more with it to make it more effective on the Swerve side of telling his story. So I kind of just left it as a bit of a copy-paste for the same hook.
Now that's truly all elite. Fighting fire with wire all over your face. Staples in your chest, probably bullet holes through your vest. When you're red and dead is the only time I'll ever rest. So go ahead, give me your best. Knock, knock, let me
So
get
this
the
one's from
devil's
Hangman,
met his
so it's
match.
like
Hit the suspect long until he finally cracked. Your ego and your pride broke a mask. So I will be the one to expose the man who made me what I am. The stage you placed on me, I'm doubling back. Keep thinking it's an act until you realize the plan of attack. You're gonna learn how hot it is in hell, cause I'm about to burn this house down.
And then he gets kind of cut from when he burnt his house down. Honestly, it's so good. The segment plays out in my head and I fucking love it. One of my favourite feuds in AEW. If you guys want to get into wrestling, I highly recommend like the Swerve Strickland Hangman Adam Page feud. It gets very bloody. Like they even get to a point where they're using needles on each other. But yeah, I love my fucking stupid wrestling. I know it's fake and all that, but I fucking love it. Cool. So, thoughts on that track? Interested to know, Fire Philly, thank you very much. Yeah, as I said, those last two tracks there, Ain't No Way and Cowboy-ish, it's much more of a... they're more filler tracks, but I enjoyed them. Check chat on your phone for some more message, don't shut up. I'm seeing most of your messages, Philly. I'm not sure what's going on. I hate YouTube chat sometimes just because like I've got it on live chat at the moment. Let me double check if I actually have it on live chat. Oh no, all messages. Oh, see, this is why I hate it. Yeah, YouTube chat is really bizarre because for some reason it automatically puts you on top chat, whatever that means. But then it just means some people's messages just don't get seen, and I do try and change it to live chat most of the time, but because I've just opened my phone halfway through, I probably just didn't change over properly. So sorry if I missed any messages there, guys. Sorry about that. If you want me to answer about the DSP thing, Philly, if enough of you guys enjoy the project, and I mean like a good amount of you guys, who are saying, Ollie, we really want this on like Spotify, Apple, whatever, I'll do it, but I need enough people to be there who actually want it. But for now, it is just a YouTube exclusive thing. It'll be here after this, after the stream. I haven't actually prepped it yet. I have got them ready to go. I just need to actually upload them. But I will do it so then there's an actual playlist with all the singles laid out. For now, it's just this version of just the full album. But I will update that for you guys. And if you do want to just listen to one song, it's at least there on YouTube. Thank you very much, Hendry. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys are liking the release so far. You liked Ain't No Way, it had more of a vibe to it. Oh, awesome, Plum Dove. I thought people kind of wouldn't fuck with that one as much, but I'm glad you liked it, so thank you. So, I want to say, I've already explained this in terms of the mixing for the next two tracks. These next two tracks were not recorded in the studio I went to. Just ran out of time, unfortunately, didn't have the time to put as much time into them as I would have liked to. Secondly, they're mixed by myself, so it's not exactly going to sound the best. Hello, Stanley Baker. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, it's kind of just, it's one of those. I really would have liked to have spent more time on the next two songs you're going to hear in terms of getting them to sound right. But this is literally the best I can do, and it's not going to sound great. We're also going to skip the second song. I'll leave that for you guys to go and listen to. It's a bit more of a lovey-dovey song. And I just didn't want to play it on stream. I'll leave that for you guys to go and listen to. That song's called Darling, but the song we're going to go into is Reflect. But the thing I do want to say about this side of the project, I feel like I find... How do I put it? Because I'm not saying that what I wrote in those first 5 tracks, I would say the most, like, meaningful one was Moments. But I would say those first 5 tracks, they're very, what would you call it? I wouldn't say they're typical rapping, but there's not like too much meaning to them. They're more just like the skill and just like kind of like rapping for rapping's sake a little bit. I feel like from this song onwards, there's more meaning, and I feel like I found more of a passion in the words I was speaking, if that makes sense. So for the next 2 songs, even though we're not going to listen to Darling on stream, I do feel like there's a lot more heart and soul and meaningful on them, but also because of the meaning on them, I feel like it makes up for the bad mixing, and all I can do is apologize for the bad mixing. I had to do what I could do with it, but yeah. What about Bandcamp? Pardon me, it's free to upload music on there. I haven't thought about Bandcamp, to be honest, Philly. Yeah, currently it's just a YouTube thing. I know it's more annoying, but honestly, YouTube's like my home, and I just feel like it makes sense for the moment. If something more comes out of the music, then I will definitely expand. But just for now, I think sticking with YouTube's probably my best bet. But I'll leave that up to you guys in terms of whether I come back to DSPs. The next song is a very meaningful song to me. It's essentially the 5 years of 20... Well, let's say 5 years. So I did a project a little while ago, and I almost see it as a bit of a like epilogue to that project. That project never properly came out, unfortunately, despite the amount of effort I put into it. That one I consider an album, and that's one I wish I could go to a proper recording studio and do. But it's kind of like the moment's past for that project that I did. That project I'm referring to is called University Dropout. And that was basically like my whole experience of uni, and explains everything that went on with my experience and time there, and the reason I ended up dropping out of it. And that's kind of like 2020 to the start of 2021, right? That's that project, and everything that goes on in that project is what happens in that time period in my actual life. The song that we're about to play is called Reflect, and I almost see Reflect as like the epilogue of what happened after University Dropout, and it sort of covers from 2021 to technically 2025. Obviously I wanted to release this project last year, but it's happened this year, which is fine. But yeah, excuse me. I'm not going to speak for it. I may not explain too much about it. I'm going to sit back on this one, and I'm just going to let my words do what they do for it. A bit more of a meaningful one to me. Hopefully, despite the mixing on it, the lyrics make a cut for it itself. And I feel like this is like the most personal song on the album. I'm going to mute myself, and I'll let it play out, and you guys can let me know thoughts after, alright? Cool.
These last 5 years have really been a mess. I don't really wanna, but I've gotta reflect. Surrounded by the mirrors and they want me to vent. Man, this feels like a test. 2020 me, uni's round the bend. College gets abolished and I'm stuck in my bed. I can't even remember how that time was spent. Probably was in the dance, going straight for the head. September came and went, then uni was the start of the plan I had actually meant. That's another story I haven't spoken of yet. How can he be at his worst, but still be at his best? He hated himself, but he loved having friends. His relationship went south, yet he's up at the AM. I don't even feel like I've spoken since then. That year was probably the most I've ever said. But did it really happen? Because there ain't no evidence. No one has even tried to message me since then, not even with a text. So on their minds, unlike my car, I didn't make a dent. You were supposed to be my best, but as if the second I left, I was nothing to them. But did I make an effort? I can't even pretend. Now I sit and wonder where they all went. So 2021, the plan is really done. Throw it out the window and pack the pieces up. And as I pack my room, I make another move. Dad's cancer treatment's got him looking like gloom. So I feel like I've gotta go to his soon. Little did I know he'll be gone in 22. But in that time, cold drop, making for the perfect songs to walk to my job.
The irony serving chicken whilst being a veggie. It only lasted 3 weeks, cause my soon-to-be stepmom decided to be petty. Had to get me out of the house and not invite me to their wedding. At this time my dad was in Southmead getting ready. Long story short, we had a few talks until he couldn't walk. The last time that we saw was there in his ward. I can't bear to tell you more, but one extra thought was my mother was also fighting the same war. Thank goodness she pulled forth. Don't wanna think of what I would have done not having them at all. Man, fuck that cruel disease. How dare it make me feel lucky for only losing one parent, and for the other out like it could care less. Didn't even mention this is the year my job may be redundant a month after his death. Maybe you can see why 22 is me at my most depressed. Okay, 2023, there's light through the trees. My mum's disease free, my apprenticeship's complete. Learned how to drive in just about a week. My life's no longer bleak. Even got a job that's a little bit more me. Definitely not my peak, but it's better than where I've been. I guess ever since then, I felt stuck in a dream. Until December 24, when I moved in with my queen. Now it's 25 and I'm still betting on me. My YouTube has gone further than I could ever foresee. I'm grateful I have people who believe in me and support me, giving me the motivation to keep doing this. If you were to get a quid for the amount of times I'd almost quit, you would definitely be rich. I could thank a lot of people, but the person who deserves it the most is Ellie, because she's seen what you haven't. If you're struggling, then keep going, because you never know what will happen. Fucking hell, I needed this.
So there you have Reflect, kind of reflecting on the past few years, essentially, is what that song's all about. Went through a lot of sort of shit, as I said in that song, kind of explains it itself. I won't go too deep into it, but 2022 is probably what I would consider the worst year of my life. I want to say... Yeah, no, it would be 2022. Brain went blank when I was mixing up years, but yeah. Lost my cat at the start of the year, so that wasn't great. Loved that cat. My dad was fighting cancer, had been for about 2 years, and unfortunately in April that year he passed away because of it. My mum was still going through cancer treatment, or it had come back. She had it before, but luckily she pulled through it. I was then made redundant, so then I spent 7 months unemployed, so that wasn't great. And yeah, 2022 was not a great year for me. Obviously, I think that was kind of... COVID kind of like settled down by that point, I think. But it just... Yeah, it was just fucking... Yeah, horrible in terms of a... Yeah, so it's kind of that put into a song, really. But yeah, that was that. Did I listen to the song I sent you a few weeks ago? Pardon me. Philly, I would need reminding of what song that was. But yeah, I might have. But I probably didn't. I'll be completely real. Next song, which I'll play a very quick snippet of.
This is LRD, or Ordinary, whatever I've called myself at this point. But still, coming from the HEART, and in this one I come in singing. So make sure.
Yeah, this one gets very Chance the Rapper-esque in the sense of talking about, like, person I love, which is fine. I'm glad I made a song about my now fiance, but I'm gonna leave the song for you guys. If you want to go and listen to it, it's there, but I'm not gonna do it on stream. My bad. But also the other thing I do hate about the song is that's probably my worst mixing. I've tried my best with it, but it's just I would love to go back and redo it, but I'm glad it's out there, and if Ellie listens to it at some point, she listens to it. But yeah, that's a very lovey-dovey song, so I am just like gonna skip over it, if you don't mind, lads. There was also a point, because the song basically goes, darling, blah blah blah. And I did have a thought one day of, do I actually just make that song, like sample Tyler the Creator's Darling, and like kind of incorporate that into the song somehow, but just that's way too complicated. But I'm glad how the song came out regardless. Just wish I was better at mixing to make it sound better. So Divided England, probably my favorite, second favorite on this. Song honestly, I think I remember you mentioning something during that stream, but I would need a reminder of the song title. Dividing England, I think particularly today of all days, is very very relevant of the song. Bit more of a political song, which I wasn't expecting to do, but this one's probably what I would if I had to give you a quick 10-second elevator pitch for the song, it's Eminem's White America applied to Britain. That's kind of how I'd sell this as a song. I really like it. To be fair, it seemed like you guys actually really enjoyed it too. And yeah, let's play it. And fuck reform.
Breaking news in the last few minutes, the International Monetary Fund has issued a dramatic upgrade of the UK's economic outlook, saying that Britain is no longer expected to suffer a recession this year. But the fund warned that there was
Just in
more
case,
pain to
send a
come
reminder
in the
in
cost
this
of living crisis.
We should make a recommendation.
The cost of living crisis.
We've got a massive hike in energy bills. Families are paying over £1,000 a month just to send their child to nursery.
I've never ever experienced anything
I really like the song.
like this, and I have been a single parent for a lot of years, and I have
Whilst the world's gone crazy, Britain's gotten lazy. People are struggling to feed their babies. Whilst in the House of Commons, there's a motherfucker buying his mistress a Mercedes. Man, that is amazing. Nigel was alive when I was only 5. Nearly 20 years later, he's somehow still alive. And with our rights, he's the one that'll soon decide. Tell me, how's that right? House of Lords, more like House of Frauds. Now I'm 24, can't find a house I can afford. Never had so much money yet, felt so poor. It melts my core that you can work so hard, only to be treated like the disgusting you are. If you're ready for the takeover, you're gonna wanna stand side to side, side to side. If you're looking for a change, please wave your hands side to side, side to side. If you feel that you've been failed, let the birds fly and flip them side to side, side to side. If you fight for your rights, then you all better do it now side to side, cause you're right and dies. Why am I getting political? Because I am miserable. This country ain't livable. It's cheaper to get a flight to Madrid than it is to get a train to Liverpool. Would shout out Ryanair, but don't thank a millionaire who won't ever think to share. So fuck you Netflix with another Netflix. They'll bend you over backwards just so they can get rich. Plus the film you wanna watch ain't even available to pick. Cause the shit, if there's a way to live, then there's no way this is it. Maybe we attempt another November 5th. Honestly, I'm tempted for all those lives affected by the ones thinking they were specially selected. When all of their lives they've lived protected, working our best interest when they're not interested. We need justice served, so just get them arrested. Corrupted politicians should never be accepted. If you're ready for the takeover, you're gonna wanna stand side to side, side to side. If you're looking for a change, please wave your hands side to side, side to side. If you feel that you've been failed, let the birds fly and flip them side to side, side to side. If you fight for your rights, then you all better do it side to side, cause you're ride and die.
And obviously ends on a bit of an Eminem shout.
I'm just playing Britain. You know I love you.
And there was Divided England. Probably my favourite song on that. Bit more divisive depending on your political views. Apologies, but feel like a good representation of mine. Yeah, I feel like that out of all the songs that were done for this project, I think that was the first one we... I can't remember if it was the first one we did. I'm fairly sure it was. The one thing I'd say is I kind of went into my recording session at the studio with the mindset of I'm not going to get all 9 songs recorded. I will most likely get 4 to 5 if I'm lucky. But at minimum, I went in with 3 that I wanted to get recorded, that being Divided England, Moments, and Unknown King. Those are the 3 main ones I went in being like, I need to get those ones recorded, because to me they felt like the bigger... I don't want to say hits, but if I was a bigger artist, I would have thought those would have been like the equivalent of what a hit would be for this project. And yeah, Stanley, that was really good. Love the guitar. Yeah, the guitar on that one was really good. On that, I can't really like, I can't really say too much about like the production side of it, because these beats I just found on YouTube. Like, that's what I do. I find beats on YouTube. If I really like them, I'll write to them, see what goes on with it. Before I go to record, I'll make sure I buy the beat, so then that way I can at least have a right to use it on, say, something like this. So yeah, it's really good. That one was really impressive. I think that was also Hitman Beats. Was it Hitman? My brain's telling me it might be someone else, but I'm fairly certain that was Hitman. But if it was, I mean, I'd use them 3 times, but I don't think I did. Maybe that wasn't Hitman. Oh, maybe I'm missing someone. Or maybe that was Hitman. I can't remember. I feel really bad. I feel like I probably missed someone out on the thing, on the producer side, but that's my bad either way. Guys, just beg Ollie a drop on streaming. You're desperate. Philly, one day, don't worry, it'll be there one day. For now, you'll have to go to the YouTube, but one day we will. You remember being on live for that? I really enjoyed it, even though I don't live in the UK. Plum Duff, I appreciate you being there. I think I remember you being there, actually. Yeah, I appreciated you being in that premiere of that. Yeah, that was Divided... See, I originally called that Divided Kingdom, but then changed it to Divided England. I couldn't actually tell you why I did that change. I think it was for the cover. Obviously, the cover... How do I say this story? At least Plum Duff, because you were in that stream, do you know what the cover was? Obviously it was the English flag, but do you know what the black bit was on it? Was that obvious? Just tell me what you think it was, and I'll tell you if you're right. So I could be waiting a second, but hurry up and reply. Anyone else, if you do remember the Divided England song, do feel free to put your guess as well, or tell me what you think was actually on that cover or used for that cover. And I might regret telling you, but we'll find out. If I have any left in this, I'm going to need the wine. Or the grape juice. I'll give it a minute because there could be a little delay. And also, that's 8 out of 10. I might have to check. Alright, I'll give you a quick 2 minutes to go check and then tell me what you think it was. Because I feel like it went over a lot of people's head. There is a reason why it's in black and white. That wasn't the original colour. But yeah, we are 8 out of 9 songs. The next song is the last song. And honestly, I think it might be the best song. It's the shortest song. I know that for sure. I'm pretty sure anyway. So I don't know that for sure. But this last song, I'll be real with you. I feel like I found a sound. I'm not going to say unique to me, but it felt more of how do I put it? It felt like it was more something that was mine in terms of a sound, rather than just trying to replicate or kind of do something someone else had done. It felt more natural to me for the final song on this album, and I love it. I love the song. I love the vibe of the beat. I think it might be my favourite on this. Did I show it to him? He must have heard it. I definitely showed it to someone. I want to say it was Verse who heard it and enjoyed it too, but he really liked it. And I think he said it was his favourite. And I also have teased this previously in the Discord as well, but yeah. Right, Plum Duff, do you have any guesses on that? Otherwise I'll just tell you guys what the cover actually was on Divided England, because I think the reason why I was trying to tell you guys about that is because the name of it was originally Divided Kingdom, but obviously if it's going to be the UK and I'm going to use a flag, it needs to be a UK flag. And what I ended up using was more of an England flag, and I was like, it doesn't work with the title of the song, so change the Kingdom bit to England, and that way the cover that I ended up using fit it. The original idea for the cover of that song was going to be me. What I really, really wanted to do was steal a Union Jack flag from one of those fucking poles, and then burn it. That was what I really wanted to do for that cover, but yeah, that just didn't happen. So instead I used the England flag. You have... Stanley has no idea where it might be. Okay, right. So this might sound a bit fucked up, but it was... I don't even feel like I should say it. It was my own blood. Okay? If you go and look at that cover, it is my own blood in the bathtub. So then that way, it looked like the England flag. The way I did it, don't worry, I didn't like go out my way and cut myself or anything. That's not worth it. This will be bit TMI. I basically had an ingrown toenail, and one of the things about those is it actually produces blood quite easily, and I kind of like picked it a little bit whilst I still had it because it wasn't going away at that point, and I had my doctor's appointment booked in, and I was just like, fuck it, ripped it off a little bit, caused the blood to pour out of it, and then use that to just kind of like replicate the England flag in the bath. That is going to be... That's how I went about creating that. So that's probably the most fucked up bit of producing this project, but it made for a good cover, so there's that. And obviously that's like the original cover I wanted to use for it was red, but I think YouTube has a bit of a funny thing about seeing blood and it has to be in black and white, so I changed it to black and white, which is why the strip of what makes the England flag is black on that cover. So that's the story of that one. Let's move on to the next song before you guys have time to digest it and go on to what I consider the best song on Long Journey Home, and what I think kind of like brings back the kind of subject of it. That's clever and a bit mad. Yeah, let's go with that. Clever and a bit mad, because it is a bit mad. But this is probably the best song on this project, called Homecoming, and I think wraps up the kind of theme of the project, which is that writing songs on a train thing. This beat is just so fucking, like, beautiful. It looked like ink. See, I don't think people picked up on it at the time what it was, and I thought more people would. But hey.
Truth is, I miss doing this. Been too busy doing YouTube shit, cause that's been opening doors like Nicholson. Thanks to that, my future's shining bright despite my job gifting me the feeling of spite. But I know things can be worse, that's why I disperse my thoughts right into words, so I can tell you how I don't like that bitch from work. Day to day I try to be polite, but when I'm on the mic you're gonna learn it, yeah, like a burn. I just wanna write, that's why I'm collecting beats with tags like it's kill confirmed. Yeah, I am a nerd, used to play my games all night, but now I'm changing with life, cause now I'm watching murder shows with the girl I should call my wife, and when it's 10:05 that's when we have to say goodnight. Ain't a gangster, ain't a dealer, ain't a killer, closest thing to a weapon is my potato peeler. Barely had a fight, had one cunt call my friend a slut, but after I slapped his dumb face up, yeah, he wasn't talking much. Man, I rap because I can. If you mad, it's because you know you can. Unlucky they didn't pick up on too bad. That was worthy of being on the bounty list, cause that deserved to be a hit. Oh well, some are lost and some are found. Would rather be profound, but at least I enjoy the sound. Just hope that I didn't let my old man down. As I look around I see commuters, wonder what they really doing. People on computers, others in their group of peers. A lot of headphone users acting like they're not here. And I ponder, can I ever be the one who is speaking in their ears, acting as their way to make their pain disappear? I've been doing this for years, I've had highs, I've had tears. I'll be lying saying feelings not fear, but in truth I do it cause I love it. Even if you think I'm rubbish, I'll be happy if I can get at least one album published. And it isn't ORD if he doesn't say it's never too late, until it's too late. Shit, I need to get off the train.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Long Journey Home demos. And that was Homecoming. Honestly, you can tell me anything you like about all of the other songs. You can tell me they're fucking dog shit. I will stand by that probably being one of my best songs I've ever done. I love it. Like, so bit of a insight to how I sort of wrote whilst I was on the train. Obviously, not every song is written like on my way back. I do write it on the way to work. But after writing and everything, it then, and not even writing, after recording as well, I go through a lot of like, I couldn't tell you how many times I've listened to this project by myself already. Partly from like is this good enough? Is it good? I'm not sure. Do I need to change that? Should I really release that? Just thoughts that go through my head as I re-listen to stuff, right? However, every time I would go through in order chronologically, and this is the song it ends on, and every time I would run it back. I love this song. I adore this song. I think it might be my best work that I've done on a song. If you don't like it, music's subjective. I can't take that away from you. I love it. Probably just, I don't know what it is about it. I think the beat is glorious, and I think the way I rap over it just complements it so well. And just like, it feels a bit more like snappier and a bit more keep going to it. I love that song. So for that reason, we're running it back right now. We're running back Homecoming. And also the fact that it ties back into the project of what it is about, with that whole theme of riding on a train and bringing that into the verse, which I think I should have done more of throughout this like track list. You really liked it, actually got your head bopping. See, I'm glad it got your head bopping. That's a good sign of a good song.
Truth is, I miss doing this, been too busy doing YouTube shit, cause that's been opening doors like Nicholson. Thanks to that, my future's shining bright, despite my job gifting me the feeling of spite. But I know things can be worse, that's why I disperse my thoughts right into words, so I can tell you how I don't like that bitch from work. Day to day, I try to be polite, but when I'm on the mic, you're gonna learn it, yeah, I can burn. I just wanna write, that's why I'm collecting beats with tags, like it's kill confirmed. Yeah, I am a nerd, used to play my games all night, but now I'm changing with life, cause now I'm watching murder shows with the girl I should call my wife, and when it's 10:05, that's when we have to say goodnight. Ain't a gangster, ain't a dealer, ain't a killer, closest thing to a weapon is my potato peeler. Barely had a fight, had one cunt call my friend a slut, but after I slapped his dumb face up, yeah, he wasn't talking much. Man, I rap because I can. If you mad, it's because you know you can. Unlucky they didn't pick up on too bad. That was worthy of being on the bounty list, cause that deserved to be a hit. Oh well, some are lost and some are found. Would rather be profound, but at least I enjoy the sound. Just hope that I didn't let my old man down. As I look around, I see commuters, wonder what they really doing. People on computers, others in their group of peers. A lot of headphone users acting like they're not here. And I ponder, can I ever be the one who is speaking in their ears, acting as their way to make their pain disappear? I've been doing this for years, I've had highs, I've had tears. I'll be lying saying feelings not fear, but in truth, I do it cause I love it. Even if you think I'm rubbish, I'll be happy if I can get at least one album published. And it isn't ORD if he doesn't say it's never too late.
That's the other thing. I would have to go back and check, but I almost didn't. But then I think as I wrote this song, I realized I had. But basically, the phrase I always use, particularly as ORD ordinary, I always make an effort, particularly when it comes to a project, to at least mention the phrase "it's never too late until it's too late." That is a phrase I feel like I have lived by, and I promote and I encourage you guys to take that phrase on board. It can mean whatever you want it to mean, but to me, what that phrase means is never give up on your dreams, because you never know what will happen. Unfortunately, though, there will come a time where your dreams may not be able to happen. And that can literally be a thing of maybe you're too old, which I don't think is really a good excuse. That's probably the best way to phrase it. I think you should never let age stop you from doing something, particularly if it's something you want to do. But it's just like there's anything that can get in your way and can stop you. I think the biggest example of when it's too late is, I mean, it could also be that just like if you had done something like say 2 years before, you could have ended up in a scenario or situation to make that dream become your reality. But you did it 2 years too late, and even if you don't realize it's too late, it might be too late. I think the only time anything is definitely too late is when you're dead. You don't know when you die, and that's what I feel like I carry with the phrase "it's never too late until it's too late." Always try and do what you want to do to make it happen, because that will make you truly appreciate life. And throughout this project, I think at first it was completely unintentional. There was one song that I did cut that definitely used the phrase, but I realized after writing the song that might be the only time I use the phrase "it's never too late until it's too late," and that's the final bit on the project, which I think just really well ties it up. Now, I could go back through and I might realize, oh shit, I actually used that phrase over in this song here. And if that's the case, then that whole thing falls apart. But if that is the only time on this project that I did say the phrase "it's never too late until it's too late" as the final bit of Homecoming, then yeah. The potato peeler line is fire. That's probably one of the best lines on that song too. I fucking love that line. I was like, I ain't a fucking gangster, I ain't got guns, I've got a fucking potato peeler. So yeah, there's like, I think I just had fun with that song, and everything on that song came so naturally. I think the only thing that probably was a bit more of a like try and shoehorn in a bit was the kind of ending bit where I was trying to link in the kind of like writing on the train section. I got in a bit more of a think about it that way, if that makes sense, but everything else just kind of came naturally, and that's probably one of my favorite songs on this project. That's top 3 songs that I've ever done. So regardless of what you thought of this project, I'm glad that everything that I did on it led up to creating that song, and I will hold on to that song for quite a while. And yeah, I feel like that sets a standard for me that I want to uphold. So yeah, that was Long Journey Home. Any thoughts, any questions, anything you want to know? In terms of the whole concept, in terms of the whole like writing writing on the train journey home and whatnot, I did actually write a whole song as an intro song. And that had to be cut. So what I was going to do is I was going to purchase a beat, and I also had recorded like me, I think, getting on the train, or like someone announcing the train's now here, or like we're going to be going to Cheltenham, which is where I live currently. It was going to be something like that, just a bit of ambient sort of stuff, and then there was going to be a like piano beat in the background. I had the thought process of, well, if I'm going to buy a beat, I should probably write a song to get my money's worth out of it. An idea that I had for that was when I did this live stream, was I was going to take the song I had written for it and just do a kind of like live rendition of it at the start of the stream to then lead into this. So then it was almost like a live stream exclusive song. Unfortunately, I went looking for the beat about 3 days ago, so obviously I hadn't recorded anything, so that was not going to be a fast turnaround, and probably would have got cut anyway. But unfortunately, regardless of that, the guy who produced it, I can't remember his name, I think it was like Gem something, it seems like his YouTube channel got terminated. He still has some beats on BeatStar, which is where I buy my beats, and unfortunately the beat that I wanted wasn't on there. So that's just one of those songs that's kind of going to be a bit lost to time. I mean, if you really want me to, I will quickly bring it up on here. Actually, I won't go through it, but I'll just very quickly show you like the thing itself. But it was going to be called Departure, because obviously when you leave a train or go on a train journey, you depart from one station and then arrive at the other, and that was kind of like something that I thought about after writing Homecoming. Like, wouldn't it be good if I could like link the start of it to tell that story of the train journey that I take home. That was the idea of it, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be, and it would just be one of those that would just remain as a note. If I can somehow find a beat, because I did think about finding it was more of a piano style beat. It's not one, there it is. You'll see it stream there, but this was the song that was going to be used, but unfortunately not sure. But I did try finding another piano beat, and it just didn't have the same sort of vibes, and the way I'd written it was to that original beat, which it's just lost to time. I'm not sure if I can get the guy to send it back my way or anything, but that just sort of is what it is, really. I'm also just going to play this in the background because I fucking love it. But yeah, any questions in there? Any questions? I'm so sorry. I've drunk a whole can of wine during this stream, or grape juice, whatever. I really, really like the cover. The contrast of the station to the sky is amazing. I thank you for that. Honestly, that's just one of those things where it just kind of like worked out perfectly. I mean, I think I'm looking at it now because I've got my monitor here, like literally. I'll show you guys. Look, I've literally got my monitor right there, and there's where you guys are. Hello, stream. But I've literally just got like the YouTube thing up there. And it's bigger actually. But if you look there's some people or a person or maybe two there, and now I've noticed it, it's kind of irking me a little bit. But otherwise, I'm really glad with what we got out of the cover. I think that's quite good. So, if you would ask me, if you were to ask me how I would rank my own project, here's what I would probably tell you. No, it's broken. Have you broken? Oh, I've even pressed play. I haven't pressed play. There you go. So, if we start at the top, right, I would probably tell you Homecoming is probably the best one. Then I would probably say, I'm going to exit this just so I can actually see all the song titles. So yeah, Homecoming I think is number one for me. Oh, you guys are now covering it, you bastards. Get off the fucking thing, guys. Come on, what have I told you? Right. So I would say Homecoming is number one. I would then say Divided England is number two. Personally, for me, I would then say Reflect, regardless of the fact that it doesn't actually sound the best mixing-wise. I do quite like the meaning behind it. Then I would go ahead and say Moments. Then probably Assassination. Then Unknown King. Then Darling. I just think Darling does need a bit of work in terms of the mixing on it. Then Cowboyish. And then probably Ain't No Way is probably at the bottom. Maybe. I'm not sure. With Ain't No Way. I feel like that's how I would rank it. As overall out of 10, I would probably say a 6 or 7. 6.5. Let's go in between that. Like, I'll concede it's not a perfect project, but I would say it has more good than bad. Is that fair? Do you agree? Let me know. Like, I'm fully open to you guys saying, Ollie, you're on crack. It's bad. Like, you are welcome to think that. I like the people like them on the seats. Makes it look good not being able to seats. Yeah, so with that, I did have some thoughts. Like, I probably should have blurred their faces probably, but whatever. But like what I did have an idea to do, because I love when artists pay more attention to their like covers and they add like Easter eggs to things. The closest thing I can get to like an Easter egg to stuff, and maybe I should have put it in here, but is basically like All the Stars, the Sky. It's a reference to my first EP I did with Dreamland, but that's just something I've kind of almost like carried all throughout like my ORD to Ordinary journey. So yeah, like I would have liked to put more Easter eggs. Like I probably could have put something on this sign here. Just not sure what. I was originally thinking if I could put something into this and like change it up to say like The Long Journey Home, or even like I think I would have liked to have say pick this up and then put it more here, so then you can see it and then it says something like Long Journey Home. But I think that probably would have taken away from how this cover looks. But like even if I could put like a little Easter egg to it over there, would have been good. But it is what it is. I've done probably as good as I can do. Stanley 7 or 8. I appreciate that, Stanley. That's quite a high ranking, and I appreciate that. So I'm happy. Like, I'm sure some people will come across this project and be like, "What the fuck is this?" It's a YouTube rapper trying to like think he's good at rapping or something. But I like to think that I've done some of my best stuff in terms of like what I can do with it. One question I do have is, was the cover art always going to be Night Sky, or did you have other ideas for it? I'll be honest, I don't think I really thought out what the cover was going to be. I knew, because of the Long Journey Home thing, I knew it was going to be tied to, say, trains, which feels very autistic to say. But it just made sense it was going to be trains. But this was just like, I basically, if you were to go through my phone and look at all the photos, you come across stuff that isn't anything related to this, like just personal stuff. But you will realise there's a lot of photos that I just took whilst I was on the train. Like, I think one of the ideas that I might have had was to basically, I think I did get a shot of like the middle aisle inside the train, and I was probably going to do something with that. But I just took this photo randomly. Like, the sky itself, whilst it wasn't like this pink, this like almost looks very Northern Light-esque, but it was still like a very pinkish sky and whatnot. I just bumped up the colouring to make it look even better. And I just sort of like saw the moment. I was sat at the right place at the right time, and I just took this photo, and then I sort of looked back on it. I was like, if I just turned that into a square because it was more vertical, that could be a pretty good album cover potentially. And I played around with it, and it came out well. I did originally try using text, pardon me, which was fine, but it kind of felt like it almost took away from it. And at the end of the day, the title says it on the YouTube video, so you know what it's called. And yeah, that's a good question. But honestly, I don't think I had too many ideas for what else I really wanted the cover to be. This was just right time, right place, and I think it looks pretty sick. Probably gonna soon look to wrap up, but any other questions? Any other questions? Obviously, I am a vinyl collector. I mean, would you guys even want this on vinyl? Like, you know, be interesting. I'll wait and see what you guys say. You guys can just see my recommender as well. I love how my face is just appearing on there. But yeah, honestly, this project was, I love the process of doing it. I really did enjoy just like doing it. Yeah, probably my best project so far. I think there's a lot more that's gone into it. I would say like I probably enjoyed University Dropout more from a sense of like having an actual concept for an album or project, whatever, and following it through and telling a story with it. Whereas this is like completely just random songs, random beats, doing whatever I can do and just seeing what the outcome is. However, I love the actual process of going to a studio and recording. I wish I had that footage. Just being an idiot and losing it. If we got a deluxe edition, the cover has to have a train on it. I like that idea. Actually, I'd get on vinyl. Yeah. Well, have I got news for you, lads? I was gonna do a whole oops, wasn't supposed to leak that, but
link in description.
There are 50 of these. I think 49 now because I bought one myself, but it's there if you want it. Yeah, I did go ahead. Last night, I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, and I was like, I knew of this site. I keep getting advertised it and everything like that. And I was like, I really want to see if we can do something with this site. It would be amazing if I can use it. I think it's called Elastic Stage. And I just played through it, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try and get it ready for tomorrow. I set this up last night. If there's any mistakes with it, then my bad. But if you do want it, it is there. It's there. I made it, I think, limited to 50. I've made it the lowest price you can get it. I think from memory, I did purchase it yesterday, but I think it might go up to about 35 to 40 quid, depending on where you are. That's just because of shipping. So, as vinyl collectors, if you want it, it is there. Thank you very much, Plum Dove. I want to say I cannot guarantee how good the quality is. I've never used these guys before, but this is going to be a bit of a dream of mine coming true, just being able to say I've got a project of my own music on a vinyl. And yeah, if you guys would like, I can give you more of a preview. Let's have a gander. I'm still getting to grips with this whole page, but yeah, so that's that. My paycheck is annoying because like I'm trying to read your thing better, Stanley. What does it say? Because it's like a few weeks till it arrives. What's the site called? The site's called Elastic Stage. If you want to go to the direct link, it should be in the description of this video, of this stream. I think it's in this stream. If not, hang on. Hold up. Before I show you the thing, I'm sure you guys... Yeah. Oh, GTA 6 pricing. Oh, wow. Oh, God. It's going to take me a minute to find it now. I'll put it in the chat for you guys, just so you guys have it. View my channel. Ba-ba-da-dum. So I hope that was a nice little surprise for you guys. Yeah. I just kind of thought, you know what? I have always wanted to get a project on vinyl, and this is the first, hopefully not the last time, but it is the sort of like first time I've ever gone to an actual studio, and it's going to have more quality of the songs than anything I've done before. Not going to say they're the most upright quality and whatnot, but they are there. And if I then come back to the chat, oh my god, guys, it's me. It's me. Wait, what? Oh my god. There's you. There's you guys. So what's going on here? Oh god, it's going bad echo. Pause the stream. Give it a chat. Give it a chat. Give it a chat. As I said, in case it's not in the description, then there you go. There you go. There you go. But whenever that arrives, feel free to send a photo of it. Let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll find out. What is the site called? Is that? Yeah, so obviously there's only 50. I would just say, like, I don't see myself as like a big deal on YouTube or anything, and I don't think people are really that interested with my music, except you guys who are in here. So hopefully, like, it won't sell out by the time your paycheck comes in. Stanley, I'm sure you'll have plenty of time. So, yeah, there's that. Can't guarantee that, but I don't think there will be. Why is it zooming in so much? God, this website is really weird to find. So, let's go back a sec. So this is a little bit of a preview of what I've done for the actual record itself. Let's move it up a little, like that. I think you guys should be okay over there. Might get in the way a bit, but whatever. So, go next. So, obviously the cover, and you'll have the back cover. This is a sleeve that you pull out. This is just cherry blossom. I thought it looked very pretty. I put it on here, and I thought it looked very pretty as a slide on there. Again, I don't know how well the quality will be of it, but you'll find out. What's next? Side A. So side A has the train, brum brum. I didn't put too much detail in terms of the labels. I just put photos, like, kind of reinforces the whole long journey home train thing. So there's that. Side B of it, there's that there, which is basically a kind of cool car. It's kind of been left where it is. I think it's actually moved since I've taken the photo though. but kind of like I basically tried to frame it as if it was like the Good Kid, Mad City thing, and I just thought it's kind of like nearish. It's not anywhere near. It's just like the last photo that I took that was kind of like closer I was, to kind of represent like that's where the journey home kind of ends, or it's like when I know I'm near home. And obviously it's kind of like the opposite of a train car. So yeah. So there's that. There's a thank you message, which I won't leave on the screen too long. If you want to pause and read, you're welcome to, but that's like for anyone who gets it. A little secret message for you guys to look through. And then here's the back cover, all the tracks on there, and then there's some imagery in the background that you can sort of go through. There's the Good Kid, Mad City kind of car vibe that I've done there. So that is the long journey home, spine of it, and back to the front. So I have no idea how this will look. No idea, but well, I mean, I have an idea of how it look. I'm not sure how it will come across in person, but we'll find out. You guys were here for it, so you guys are all legends. Thank you very much for the support on it. I have drank a whole can of wine and about almost a whole litre of water, so as you can imagine, I am bursting for the loo. But yeah, let's bring it back. Any final thoughts on Long Journey Home? Any other questions? Feel free to ask me. Like, again, this project was just kind of like, I'm very aware. I'm literally the veggie vinyl guy. I'm the dude on YouTube who talks about vinyl collecting, talks about music from the more listening/collecting aspect of it. People probably won't fuck with the fact that I make music, which is fine. That's not the reason people subscribed. I can completely understand. Like, particularly this year, like, I think the first video that I put out might have been the single, but I completely understand people haven't subscribed to listen to my music, is what I'm trying to say. But I appreciate the fact you guys have kind of like come along on the journey, experienced it and see it, and doing this vinyl thing, I hope it kind of adds as a bit of a way to tie to the channel. It's probably how I'm going to build the video about this album into the channel, so it has that vinyl aspect to it. I enjoyed putting this together, seeing you guys' positive reaction to it. I know not everyone's going to have a positive reaction to the project, which is completely fine. Music's subjective, as I've said. It gives me more motivation to want to go through. I'll give a mini exclusive in terms of what I'm thinking of doing musically next. After this video, maybe tomorrow morning even, I will upload like all the songs independently. I just didn't get around to it. I've been really tired and just caught up in other shit this week. But I will get those songs individually up by tomorrow morning. So there's that side of it. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say, sorry. I've already begun work on the next project. I won't say the title of it yet, but I will hint towards, well, not even hint, I'll just be open about what it is towards. So I've mentioned before about the whole Dreamland EP. That was something I always had an idea to return to, and I think I'm going to start work on returning to it. Pardon me. By that, what I mean is I have an idea in my head to make a trilogy of albums. Whether that happens or not, I'm not going to tie myself to. However, I feel like the end of this project particularly, I think will tie into it quite well. But we'll see. And obviously, on the cover, you've got all this kind of like the Dreamland kind of aesthetic going on with the sky. And I feel like a trilogy of albums related to the Dreamland sort of saga would really work in a project, particularly the sort of idea that I've got for it. And also, I'm very aware, you guys probably don't actually know what Dreamland is. Probably one of my favourite covers, I won't lie, sort of looking at it, I feel like I sort of copied someone a bit. I literally used to do, I used to use Illustrator or Adobe Illustrator. And what I would do is I kind of like almost trace, but then add something to make it a little bit different. RD Dreamland. Let's see if that's actually still on YouTube. But I feel like this project was one of my favorites that I ever did. I just want to show you guys for like more contrast more than anything, just so you sort of see where some of the stuff pulls from. I mean, this project, particularly Easter egg wise on the cover, I really love. Where is it? Bring it back over here, lads. So this is the cover that I made for this project a while back. Let me move you guys a bit so you can actually see it. But yeah, this was the EP I did, and it's something I'm thinking about returning to, and I've already started writing a project. I think I've got I'm definitely 2 songs definitely confirmed on it, and I've written. And yeah, I mean, my only concern that I'm probably going to have in terms of music wise is, for some people on channel, thankfully, I'll probably be putting a bit of a handbrake on for the music, because what I would love to do for the next project is make it a bit more how I did for this one, in terms of actually going to a studio, actually recording, everything like that. Unfortunately, that costs money, so I need to save up for that. I've got a wedding to worry about, got housing to worry about, so when that happens, I would love it to be in the next year, but I think it's just going to take the next year to just write the fucking thing. But it is going to be probably what I work on next. So that's a little bit of a hint towards what the future might look like on my music side. But I'm aware you guys have said a couple things. Gonna try and sell more stuff on Vinted so I can get the money for it, like 50 quid away. Stanley, I appreciate that so much. Honestly, if I could have brought the price down to like 20 quid, I really would have, but that's just how the site works. That was the lowest price I could put it up for, but any support, I appreciate you guys. Like, you don't have to buy it at all, but the option's there. I know you guys love vinyl collecting. It'll be a little exclusive little thing for you guys. Don't imagine it will sell out anytime soon, but it's there. So appreciate you guys. Can't wait to listen to Homecoming on repeat. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate that a lot. And on that note, I really need a pee, and I've actually probably been streaming for almost 2 hours, and this is a 30-minute project. Hope you enjoyed it. In terms of promotion as well, like, I'm probably not. Like, this to me is my promotion for this project. Like, if people want to come to the stream and like get more thoughts on the project, it's there. I'll probably do a follow-up video where I actually do like vinyl collector makes his own actual vinyl or something like that. And then that's a way for me to talk about the project a bit more. But I'm not going to do the typical, like, what you probably should do as an artist, which is like the whole making Instagram reels or TikToks about the project, trying to make clips and whatever of it. I'm leaving it as this. I just want the art to speak for itself more than anything. So yeah, thank you all very much for joining me on this release party. Hopefully this won't be the last time we do something like this. Again, if you are interested in this whole thing up here, then it's there if you want to go and have a go at it. I think it should be in the description of this video. But yeah, thank you very much for the support. If you have any questions, any thoughts, feedback, drop in the Discord, drop in the comments of this, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'm bursting right now, so I'm going to get going. Thank you very much again, guys. Let's bring it over here. Appreciate you all so much. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a good rest of your evening. I'll see you in the next video. Let's go back